Before you pay your next electric bill, before you write another property tax check, before you refill another prescription, I want you to stop for just a few minutes. Because if you're retired and living in Texas, there's one mistake many seniors make every single month. They simply pay the bill, no questions, no review, no second look. And over time, that habit can cost far more than people realize. Now, this isn't about avoiding your bills, and it's not about promising some secret government check. It's about something much more practical. Many Texas seniors are paying for expenses they may be able to reduce, or overlooking programs and savings opportunities that could make retirement a little easier. Today, we're going to walk through several areas that are worth reviewing before you pay another bill. Some of these may not apply to you. Others could be worth checking this week. And I encourage you to stay with me until the end, because the final tip is one that many retirees wish they had started years earlier. Property taxes. If you own a home in Texas, property taxes are probably one of your biggest yearly expenses. And unlike some other costs, property taxes don't usually get smaller just because you've retired. In fact, many homeowners tell us they were surprised by how much this expense affected their retirement budget. The good news is that Texas offers several property tax provisions that may help eligible homeowners, including exemptions for many people who are 65 and older. Exactly what applies depends on your individual situation and local taxing authorities. That's why it's important not to assume you already have every exemption available. Many people filed for a basic homestead exemption years ago, but never checked again after turning 65. Others simply assumed the county would automatically update everything. Sometimes that's not how it works. Taking a few minutes to verify your current exemptions with your local appraisal district can help ensure you're receiving every property tax benefit you're eligible for, even if everything is already correct. You'll have peace of mind knowing you checked, and if something needs updating, you'll be glad you didn't wait another year. Prescription costs. Let's move to another expense that quietly grows over time: prescription medications. Many retirees take several medications every month, and because the costs are spread out over dozens of refills each year, it's easy not to notice how much you're actually spending. Here's something worth asking yourself. When was the last time you asked your pharmacist? Is there a lower cost option available? Many people never ask, not because they don't care, simply because they assume the price they're paying is the lowest possible. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Depending on your situation, there may be generic alternatives, manufacturer assistance programs, discount pharmacy programs, or other resources that can help lower prescription costs. That doesn't mean everyone qualifies, but asking the question costs nothing. And one conversation with your pharmacist or healthcare provider could potentially save money over the course of the year. When you're living on retirement income, every dollar matters. One thing we've noticed over the years, the retirees who manage their money most confidently aren't always the ones with the largest pensions. They're the ones who regularly review their expenses. They ask questions. They compare options. They stay informed. And they don't assume last year's information is still accurate today. That's a habit worth developing. We've talked about two expenses almost every retiree faces. But next, we're going to cover one monthly bill that many Texans believe is completely fixed, even though there may be legitimate ways for some households to reduce the cost. After that, we'll discuss why reviewing your insurance every year could be one of the smartest financial decisions you make in retirement. So don't go anywhere, because the next few minutes could help you spot expenses you've been overlooking for years. Your electricity bill. Now let's talk about something almost every Texan notices during the summer: the electric bill. If you've lived in Texas for any length of time, you already know how quickly air conditioning costs can climb. Many retirees simply expect these higher bills and assume there's nothing they can do, but that's not always the case. Depending on your electricity provider, your household, and your eligibility, there may be energy assistance programs or billing options that could help lower costs or make payments more manageable. Not everyone qualifies, and not every utility company offers the same programs. That's exactly why it's worth checking with your electric provider instead of assuming the answer is no. You might also discover simple changes that reduce monthly costs without sacrificing comfort. For example, replacing older air filters, adjusting your thermostat by just a degree or two, scheduling an air conditioning maintenance check, or asking your provider whether budget billing or other payment options are available. None of these ideas will eliminate your bill, but together they may help reduce unnecessary costs over time. And when you're on a fixed retirement income, small monthly savings can become meaningful yearly savings. Homeowners, insurance. Here's another expense that often increases quietly: our homeowners insurance. Many retirees continue renewing the same policy year after year without ever reviewing it, not because they're satisfied, but because shopping around feels complicated. The truth is, insurance rates can change, coverage options can change, discounts can change, and your needs may change too. If it's been several years since you've compared policies, now may be a good time to review your coverage. This doesn't necessarily mean switching companies. Sometimes your current insurer still offers the best value. The important thing is making sure you're paying for the coverage you actually need, not simply renewing the same policy out of habit. A short conversation with your insurance agent could answer questions about deductibles, available discounts, or policy updates that better match your current lifestyle. Again, you're not looking for a miracle. You're simply making sure your money is working as efficiently as possible. Internet, phone, and TV services. Now let's look at a bill many people hardly think about. Internet, cell phone, and television services. These companies frequently introduce new plans, promotional pricing, and bundled packages. Yet many longtime customers remain on older plans simply because they never ask if anything has changed. Think about that. Loyal customers sometimes end up paying more than new customers. That's why it's worth calling your provider every so often and asking a few simple questions. Am I on the best plan for my needs? Are there any senior discounts available? Is there a lower cost package that still gives me the services I use? You might discover you're paying for channels you never watch, data you never use, or features you don't even remember adding years ago. A quick review could make your monthly bill a little easier to manage. Quick viewer, check in. If you found even one useful idea so far, take a second to hit the like button. It helps this video reach more Texas seniors who may be looking for practical retirement information. And if you're enjoying straightforward advice without confusing financial jargon, consider subscribing. Every week we cover topics designed to help retirees make informed decisions and stay up to date on important issues. Coming up, we've already looked at property taxes, prescription costs, electric bills, insurance, and communication services, but we're about to cover two expenses that many retirees never think to review. One involves healthcare. The other could help you identify savings opportunities you didn't even know were available. And the final tip may be the easiest habit you can adopt all year. Don't ignore your healthcare costs. Before you pay another medical bill or schedule your next appointment, take a moment to review something many retirees rarely think about. Are you still using the healthcare coverage that best fits your current needs? When people first enroll in Medicare, they usually spend a lot of time comparing options. But after that, many never review their coverage again. The problem is, doctors change, prescription needs change, health conditions change. And sometimes your healthcare plan changes too. That's why it's a good habit to review your coverage every year instead of assuming everything is still the best fit, even if you decide to keep exactly the same plan. You'll know you made that decision based on current information, not last year's. Healthcare is often one of the largest retirement expenses. Taking a little time to review your options today could help you avoid unexpected costs later. Review every monthly payment. Once a year? Now we've reached what I believe is the most valuable tip in today's video, and surprisingly, it isn't about one specific bill, it's about a habit. Most people know exactly when their bills are due, but very few know exactly why they're paying the amount they're paying. Think about your monthly expenses for a moment. Property taxes, electricity, water, internet, insurance, phone service, prescription medications, streaming subscriptions, bank fees, memberships. Now ask yourself, when was the last time you reviewed every one of those expenses? Not paid them? Reviewed them. Many retirees discover they're paying for services they rarely use. Others notice automatic renewals they forgot about years ago. Some realize prices increased little by little until the monthly payment became much higher than expected. None of these expenses seem very large on their own, but together. They can quietly reduce your retirement income month after month. That's why many financial planners recommend setting aside one day every year as your personal financial review day. Gather your bills, look at each one carefully, ask questions, compare options. And if something doesn't seem right, don't be afraid to call and ask. Sometimes the biggest savings don't come from earning more, they come from spending more wisely. The real message behind today's video. When you first clicked on this video, you probably wondered, before I pay another bill, what am I supposed to check? The answer isn't one secret government program, it isn't one hidden payment, and it certainly isn't a trick. The answer is something much more practical. Slow down. Slow. Review your expenses, ask questions, verify your benefits, and make sure you're not paying more than necessary simply because you've been paying the same bill for years. Retirement isn't just about how much money comes in. It's also about how wisely that money is managed. Even small savings each month can make a meaningful difference over the course of a year. If today's video inspires you to review just one bill this week, whether it's your property taxes, your insurance, your electric bill, or your prescription costs, then these few minutes may have been well spent. Being informed doesn't guarantee you'll save money, but it does help you make better decisions. And that's one of the best ways to protect your retirement. If you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like and subscribe for more practical retirement tips designed specifically for Texas seniors. Every week we cover topics that matter, from property taxes and Medicare to budgeting, retirement planning, and everyday ways to make your retirement income go further. And before you leave, I'd love to hear from you. Tell us in the comments which monthly bill has increased the most for you over the past year. Property taxes, electricity, home insurance, groceries, prescription medications, something else? Your comments not only help us create future videos, but they also help other retirees learn from each other's experiences. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next video.